welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. Welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all of your beautiful comments over the holidays. Thank you so much for all of your presence here on this channel as well. If you have stumbled here for the very first time, we want to welcome you to our beautiful soul family. I do offer a chance for my subscribers to win a free reading with me as a thank you for your presence here. And all you have to do is drop your comment beneath any of my videos this month if you like them. Even an emoji is fine for your chance to win a free tarot reading. And I will notify you in the comment section if you are chosen the winner, but I give you clear indications on how to reach out to me via one of my links below. So be sure to check your notification bell, be sure to hit it if you do decide to leave me a comment and you would like to be considered for a free tarot reading. For today's pick a card topic, we are looking at a person that constantly is thinking about you in the present moment, especially over the last holidays or so. Who has had you on their mind specifically over this last period of time, over the holidays specifically? Who can't stop thinking about you? We do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 here with the 6 of Cups and the red flower. Pile number 2 with the Page of Wands and the purple flower. And pile number 3 with the Ace of Pentacles and the pink flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting today from your spirit team, and my timestamps are listed below. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Again, today we're asking the question, who is constantly thinking about you in the present moment, especially over the holidays? Pile 1. Hi, pile 1. You were drawn to the red flower. You were also drawn to the 6 of Cups, and this is your reading. Who is constantly thinking about you? Who is thinking about you right this moment? Who's been thinking about you over the last short while over the holidays? The 6 of Cups is very nostalgic in nature, and I'm really getting almost like a hometown sense. So this could be somebody who grew up with you in your hometown. Maybe you went to your hometown over the holidays and they're still living there, because I'm getting a sense of them perhaps still being stagnant in the hometown, but you having moved out of it. And so that could be a message that is relatable to you. There's a certain amount of forget-me-not energy here too. They're very reminiscent of you. And I feel like even the holidays bring that out in us anyway. It's like we think about the past, we think about what the future is bringing in the new year. And so there's just something very nostalgic, wondering if they have been forgotten, actually. They're wondering because there's something about your connection that empowers them in some way. That could be why you were drawn to the red flower as well. They want to believe that this is almost a special connection, our special friendship in the very least, that you also share this opinion of as well. Like you would also say that this is something that is very special to you. And so they're really nostalgic, this person. They could be somebody from your past. They could have been a friend from your past, actually. King of Pentacles coming in the reversal. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, perhaps. And if this is someone from your past, this could speak to how a passage of time has actually happened. They've moved into career, they moved into perhaps other realms of building as well, building a life for themselves. Knight of Pentacles. And they seem to have a lot of responsibility and a lot to be grateful for. And yet their thoughts of you were really reminiscent about some jealousy, actually. Almost a little bit of possession in some ways. It's kind of like when you connect yourself to a certain person for a long period of time, and that's like you complete each other, or you're joined at the hip, and that creates a certain amount of jealousy when we think that other people have slipped into that position. And I don't feel like this person has a right to be jealous, but they feel jealous in these thoughts of you. They may have always presented themselves as kind of jealous with you, though. Even in a friendship in the past, they may have always given that impression that they didn't like it when you talk to other people, or because this person really thinks of you in terms of the one that got away, or the what ifs that could have happened in this friendship or connection from the past. And in many ways you have influenced this person, even if there's been no contact here. You've influenced this person quite profoundly over the years. I feel like it's been years perhaps, but some things never change, and some of these energies surrounding you never change. They're also wondering during this period of time that they were always thinking about you, and in the present moment they're confused about your feelings. And also wrapped up in these thoughts are visions of what could have been, like visions of, because they just show you almost visions of sugar plums dancing, like visions of what could have been. Here's the High Priestess. And I feel like one of the biggest gears that have been grinding in this person's awareness is the fact that they never shared with you how they truly feel, or they didn't feel like it was ever really expressed in a meaningful way. Because now they don't feel like they can attain you. It almost feels like a pipe dream in some way. We have the Five of Swords and we do have the Two of Cups. Now the Five of Swords is speaking about some conflict that they did experience regarding these thoughts of you, even over the holidays. Like there's a certain amount of self-preservation, and sometimes thoughts of you bring out the reality or the truth. And sometimes these realities hurt them. Sometimes these realities sting, because it's kind of bittersweet of recognizing what they wanted or who you are, recognizing a deep connection that they felt with you, but now recognizing that they let that slip through their fingers in some way. There is an aspect of them watching you online, and I do feel like because of how much they thought of you over the holidays, they're feeling very tempted about reaching out to you within this next year. Perhaps for closure, perhaps for clarity, perhaps in the guise of friendship maybe, but they are thinking about communication, and they have sought you out online, and they think that you're looking really good. if they've been able to access your social media, there's something beautiful about what you've grown into. But I also feel a long sense of time, like longevity. I'm moving at a snail's pace. This person, if this was a friendship, they wanted a relationship. Now I feel like they may not be able to commit to that, but they wanted a relationship. And it does feel like it was an emphasis on friendship in the past for this person, pile one. But they could have been somebody with like a different culture, different background, different religion, different belief system, like just something different, an opposite attracts sort of situation. And this should have progressed from friendship, because it wasn't truly the definition of a friendship. There was more than meets the eye here. There's a certain amount of loyalty that this person had towards you, even in the past. But it didn't go anywhere, and I feel like frustrated them. They took their time. And now you are the one that got away. You're the reality that slipped through their fingers, and they're a bit defensive about that. They don't quite know how to let it go, these thoughts of you. And I feel like the holidays and even birthdays or anniversaries, things like that come up, would bring a huge sense of nostalgia, because it almost signifies to us as the collective the passage of time. It's like, oh, another Christmas, oh, another New Year's, oh, another, whatever the holiday that we celebrate. It signifies more time passing and no progress for this person. And there's the Ten of Swords supporting the High Priestess. Because they get so much empowerment from this connection, or they did in the past, it's like falling from a really high pedestal to feel like they have their focus still on you, and there's still no solutions. And they don't feel like they can express it or share it, so all of that truth just sort of lingers inside. We have the Lovers, Gemini. And at this moment, they're talking about attraction to you, wanting to be in a relationship. Again, if they're gazing at you online, they like what they see. And that's inspiration in and of itself for them to come forward and speak to you in some way. But there's also perhaps complications in the form of other people. So take that as it resonates, whether it be on the divine feminine side or the divine masculine side. But this is someone that thinks about you often, and they do feel like they made huge mistakes here. They really should have leapt instead of retracting in fear. And you represent a do-over, wishing that they could have some type of do-over, but now recognizing that they don't really have a leg to stand on, and they kind of have to just make do with what they've created and cultivated for themselves and in this connection. I also feel like there's momentum towards communication. I don't feel like you will never speak to this person again, if I'm honest, pile one. I feel like there will be more momentum towards communication. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what sort of thoughts they have been having towards pile number one, please. Who is constantly thinking pile one? What have they been thinking? I do talk about you. In the form of friendship, though, I feel like they have spoken of you. People in their life would know of you, but they wouldn't know that they've been holding secrets, like about how much they've been focused on you. They wouldn't have shared that. I'm feeling the consequences of my actions and choices related to you. Just know I'm obsessed with you. Lots of fantasy. I feel like that obsession has been a long-standing obsession. And it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Even though it feels like a bit of a thorn in their side, because there's almost showing me a cactus. It's like a thirst that exists here. You're so different, but that's why I love you. And I am being subliminal with how I feel about you in the present moment. So I don't feel like they reached out to you. I don't feel like there was contact between the two of you over the course of the holidays in any way. But they were thinking about you, and they were hoping that you were kind of catching some of their thought shapes. It says, I'm done running from this connection, and I do feel in the momentum in the future, there could be communication. They could make the decision to reach out to you online in the future, Pile 1. Who's constantly thinking about pile number 1, please? Advice from their guides. We do have service and joy, and they were coming in the reversal. It gives me the impression about somebody who feels as though they have a lot of responsibility, that they are, it's almost like an ironclad contract. It's like I have to sacrifice what I want in order to be of service to other people, but they are perhaps wearing masks in that environment. This could be related to what you're experiencing in your current connections or what they are experiencing in this moment. They have associated joy and abundance with your memory. Right or wrong, that's what they have associated with the contrast that they've experienced in life and what they used to feel with you in the past. They wonder what that combined together would feel like in the present moment. We also have forgiveness and prayer, making lemonade out of lemons. There's a feeling about needing to be forgiven for the things I didn't do in the past and plowing through. There's this compassionate energy surrounding their inability to act towards you in the past. It's almost like they want forgiveness. It's almost like they're trying to forgive themselves because they're kicking themselves when it comes to you, Pile 1. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 1. What was the very last thought they had of pile number 1? 7 of Cups, center of your reading as well. Confusion, fantasy. They were really thinking about the unfinished cycle between the two of you. They may have been having a bit of a fantasy, but I feel like there was also, if there was joy mixed into this thought, there was a lot of conflict mixed into it too. Because even when I'm looking in the bowl, I'm seeing the Tower, I'm seeing the 8 of Pentacles reversed, I'm seeing the 5 of Swords, and somebody who's still holding space for all of those emotions. So there's just a lot of fantasy mixed with regret in these current thoughts. There's also this feeling of being ill-equipped in the past and not having the confidence, and that's not the issue anymore. Now they have confidence, but their situation has shifted and changed. We have the Buddha. I think about things being present as they are. It's like we have to judge it neither bad nor good. It just is what it is. I also think about preparation. So somebody who perhaps was preparing to act, didn't act in time, could be preparing to act in the future, because I'm feeling a sense of communication or opportunity that presents itself in the future. We have weakness is a choice, the letter K, and the button, which is a symbol of mending, and full. So thinking that they could establish something more fulfilling, perhaps, if they mended something that it's like making a correction upon a mistake that they made in the past. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below if you would like to be entered for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading. I will be updating that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the purple flower, and you were drawn to the Page of Wands, and this is your reading. Who was constantly thinking about you, especially over the last section of the holidays? This Page of Wands is somebody who's very keen and interested in you, and somebody who wants to explore this connection because they feel like it could bring them something abundant, whether it be something physical, whether it be an experience. They are really, really curious about you. There's this feeling about a back and forth because they're swinging on the swing, so this pendulum that's swinging, and feeling like they want to explore. They aren't necessarily ready for commitments, but there's something about you that has really piqued their interest. And with this purple flower, they keep drawing my attention to the purple flower, and purple for me is a symbol of empowerment. So let's take a look and see. It's also a symbol of sort of stating what we want, stating our sovereignty. Who can't stop thinking about you, especially over the last holiday? Three of Pentacles. Three of Wands. This feels like somebody that you are currently talking to, currently flirting with in the present moment. We've built a bit of a rapport. We're starting to build upon this attraction. There's been some back and forth here. Maybe you've gone out a few times. And I will say that this person has a little bit of a fear of movement, a fear of commitment that comes in. But they know a good thing when they see it. And they definitely see you. You have the Judge. And they're constantly thinking about you, which I feel like defies some of that logic that they're holding towards inability to commit to you, or, you know, being insecure about what comes next. It makes them feel vulnerable. Your energy makes them feel vulnerable, but I feel it's because they want you so much, or they're so interested. They don't want to make the wrong impression because they have been hurt by love before. And it feels like they're almost getting over something, and that's why they're so cautious. You have the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And the King of Pentacles is always just gorgeous, good looking, you know, knows how to present themselves very, very confidently. But I feel like the confidence that this person projects is not necessarily the confidence that they actually have inside. But there's something about you that helps to build that confidence. We have the Justice because they see a really good thing. Four of Wands, Two of Pentacles. In this moment, truthfully, this person that's thinking about you, they definitely could be a Virgo. We also have Justice energy here, so a lot of Libra energy coming through. This person, your influence makes them want to close doors for other chapters of their life. It makes them want to only see you, be exclusive in some way. There is this feeling about unreadiness, but I feel like this present energy over the course of the holidays, they were really, really thinking about how good you make them feel. And maybe the two of you weren't in a lot of contact over the holidays because of just the hustle and bustle of this season, but that in and of itself made the heart grow fonder. They see a potential future here in the future of this connection. Are they still afraid of where this path leads? A little bit. So they're not 100% ready in the present moment. And I do feel like with this Hermit energy, they may take small steps with you moving forward, but these small steps can lead us to a lot overall. I feel like this person is someone that you really like as well. I think that there's almost a mirror here. Just grab a different deck. So if you've been speaking to someone that would sort of represent this energy, we have the Magician and we have the Two of Wands. And I just feel like this is also someone that you have made plans with, or you are going to be making plans. You're talking about it for the new year. And this could be sort of the pathway that leads to closing the door on certain perspectives that kept us inhibited in the first place, because this Wheel of Fortune is a turn of events in our favor. You can see that there's the Scissors, which is kind of like the inability to commit. It's like the Two of Swords. But this expansion might be exactly what they need, but not exactly what they feel prepared for. So it's like you arrived at a time when they needed you to arrive in their life, but they're not necessarily ready for it. So it does challenge them, challenges their insecurity. Capricorn, very strong as well. Virgo, Capricorn for this person, perhaps. They're also emphasizing divine masculine and divine masculine, so take that as it resonates. That's not for everyone, but if it's for you, you'll know that it is. I just feel like their attraction to you makes them want to do things differently than they've done in the past. Because it's like they feel like this connection deserves a chance, but it's almost like they're giving themselves the chance. It's like, I want to give myself the chance to open up my heart and really give this a shot. Because I just feel like they are so... It's like a beautiful light that comes into the room when you walk into the room. It's a breath of fresh air. Like, this person really, really likes you. And I feel like it's really mutual too. So I feel like you'll know who I'm talking about. And I feel like you're going to be happy that they were thinking about you so much. This Judgment is a constant reflection where we're trying to find solutions. And the solution that they're trying to find is for this insecurity. Whatever is holding them to that pillar, whatever created the insecurity, the lack of safety and trust in the unknown. That wasn't you, but you're perhaps dealing with the aftermath of that in this moment. But this attraction that they have for you makes them want to literally give peace a chance. Look at them shoving the daisies inside of the barrels of the gun, giving peace a chance. The problem is that they have to tap into their strength to walk through that doorway. Here is the Two of Swords on back of deck with the Ten of Wands. And there's something very unique about your connection in general. And their passive approach to you is just a symbol of the fear of the unknown that they're carrying because of being hurt perhaps in the past or not feeling supported in the past. But that doesn't change how they're truly feeling. I can't stop thinking about pile number 2. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. That could be the very thing that this person needs, is just one little kick in the right direction. It's like a little bit of confidence given to them with a little bit of expression from your end. Could help them get pushed through that doorway. We have children. Your love life is being affected by children. I don't necessarily feel like there could be children in the dynamics of this connection. There could be, but they're also speaking about childhood and how it influences our confidence. We have finances and career are a factor right now. There could be a work realm connection here as well. And we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. When we see something unique, it says here, this is the romance of a lifetime. This person really likes you. And I feel like there's a lot of potential for the future in this connection as well. This doesn't feel like it's in separation. It doesn't feel like two people that are yearning for each other, not being able to access each other. This feels like an opportunity that is here, pile 2. Let's get some thoughts from this person. What are some of these constant thoughts coming in from pile number 2, please? Oops, daisy. Don't you worry, I'm coming. Let's just do it. And I know that I hurt you. Coming in the reversal, the Three of Swords. So they are speaking about pain. Or maybe they've hesitated in the past and that's really hurt your feelings in some way. But they are speaking about dropping their defenses and coming with an apology. It's just coming from a state of fear. So they may have made plans and then maybe not been able to really execute those plans, but they want a fresh start with you. And they're hoping perhaps that you'll give them a fresh start if they have disappointed you in the recent past from their lack of commitment. They say they have a lot of responsibilities in the present moment, and their fear of the unknown does hold them back at this time as well. But they have a lot of curiosity about you, and they think about that often. It says, I wish that I told you the truth, but I'm going after what I want. And they're speaking about the delays that they may have already created in your connection in the past. The reasons that they gave you may have not been 100% accurate. They are talking about vulnerability and speaking from the heart and really speaking from a truthful place, not just their subjective experience as to why those delays happened. They're talking about just being afraid, just being too scared to face. But I also feel a lot of momentum for the future of this connection as well. Oops. Eyes for pile number 2, please. We have here wisdom. And they're showing the Two of Pentacles. They also show me the Two of Pentacles within these tumbleweeds as well. I feel like this person is a little bit more or a little less mature emotionally, spiritually than you are. I feel as though you could be like almost a guidance counselor in that regard. They're also talking about the next 2 years being critical in this connection for some watching as well. So please take that as it resonates. We also have forgiveness coming out. This came out in pile 1 as well. They are looking for forgiveness because they feel like they hurt your feelings or they disappointed you in some way. Again, they're blaming it on childhood reflections or insecurities, feeling ill-equipped. There, again, for someone, there could be actual children that created some delays here too. And we have mysticism. I always think of the High Priestess, and it's the purple as well. Again, a beautiful symbol of empowerment, about stating our sovereignty, and how they in somewhere deep inside of them, when they can tap into those wisdom codes, that's why they want to keep exploring this, even if it challenges them, because there's something worth unraveling here. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. The last thought that they had for pile number 2 in the bowl. Page of Swords. Whoops. Three of Cups and the Page of Cups. They've been watching you, or they are watching you as well over the course of the holidays, perhaps if you've been in separation. Not just constant thoughts of you, but constant watching of you too. I also feel like the two of you are just getting to know each other, and they feel like they've given you the impression that they're not dependable or reliable in this moment. They're also kind of worried about gossipy energies, especially surrounding school, children, things of that nature. Schooling is coming up in the bowl, so that may resonate with you as well. But they're thinking about reunions and about how they're going to be received in those reunions. We do have here in Pisces energy, we have the anchor. I do think of hauling anchor as well. So I feel like they intend on taking action. I will hold you in my heart until I hold you in heaven. So there could be someone that you have lost recently, and they're coming forward to offer you a sense of comfort, a sense of support in this moment. Butterfly of transformation and the empty heart. We also have the 5 honey cells that have gone unfilled. I do think of the 5 of Pentacles and somebody who's operating from like a lost mindset or fear of something practical breaking down. They're just operating from this devil attachment to something negative that is impeding growth for them in this moment, but they see a good thing, or they know a good thing when they see it. It's like they want to try again, or they want a second chance with you. They want your good favor back. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. Hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading if you feel called to. I also have a link down there for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the pink flower or to the Ace of Pentacles, and this is your reading. Who is constantly thinking about you, especially over the holidays? Who has constantly had you on their mind? We have this Ace of Pentacles, and there's a feeling of opportunity, but also a feeling of waiting, and somebody who thinks that they have to carefully approach you with something or carefully approach a conversation with you in some way. Maybe they've been dragging their feet about some type of transition in your relationship as well. Now, this transition could include conversation or communication or some type of new opportunity, or it could be a transition within an already present relationship. So let's take a look here and see. Who is constantly thinking about pile number 3? Ooh, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles reversed. And they're already giving me this sense of like really strong affection coming in from that pink flower as well. Because this person also wants to highlight that this is not just about physicality, this is about connection. Like, it's not just about the physical here. You have the 10 of Swords. You can't stop thinking about pile number 3. Emperor reversed. And this person has really let their own ego get in their own way quite a bit in your connection. I can already see that. They haven't followed through with what they need to do. And that's really what they've been thinking about constantly when it comes to you and your connection. They have to make adjustments, or they can just forget about the opportunity that they want to see with you. There's a lot of Aries energy here. 5 of Swords and the Fool. And they're really conflicted because they're trying to figure out how to make a move on you or how to progress things in your connection while still being safe, while still not having to show weakness of any kind or show a deficit or show vulnerability. They're trying to figure out how to ascend without vulnerability. And the true nature of humanity is vulnerability. So when they're sitting with this energy in the reversal, it's like they're really tapped into the animal brain. And the animal brain, when it sees something different or it sees an opportunity that scares it a little bit, it runs. It's like a fight or flight energy. You have the Ace of Cups. Back of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups. Oh, we have the 7 of Swords. This could be somebody from your past that really messed up the opportunity in the past. They feel like it's not over for them, even though perhaps logistically they think that they deserve for it to be over. They know that they have to carefully approach you in some way because of the way that they approach the connection in the past. So there is emphasis on a person from your past who is constantly thinking about you, and their thoughts are bringing them to try to find solutions. Like they're feeling inspired because they're worried that you're going to knock them out of your life forever, or it's a permanent change and they're not going to be able to get back into your connection in some way. And they want to approach you, they want to change, they want to transition in your connection at this time, but they also have terrible planning skills and terrible execution skills, at least from what they've shown you in the past. So now they're really struggling with how do I get over this, or how do I get over this situation and move into what I want in this connection while still maintaining my sense of empowerment. But the way that they're operating, it's not true empowerment. It's just empowering their ego. And so that's not true empowerment. So there's a lot of confusion from them in this moment as well. They really feel like they messed up with a chance and an opportunity. And they're blaming a sense of fear coming in, because they're also claiming a deep sense of emotion. And I feel like this person, there's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio associated with the King of Cups, but a lot of Aries energy. So they could have like a mix of fire and water here that really competes with itself. Because they know that they got in their own way. They're showing these dead heads in the water. And if we hit them, it's like this log that has no beginning. You know, it's a log that's just upright in the water. It's just floating, and boats can get sunk. Many a boat have gotten sunk because of a dead head in the water. And so it's like their inability to take roots, to plant the seed, to take action, or disappointing you in some way in the past opportunity. They know that they did it to themselves. They capsized their own boat because of their lack of confidence. But now thoughts of you, especially over the holidays, I feel like it's almost like a surprise, because part of them thought that maybe it was over. But these thoughts have just popped up suddenly out of the blue, and that's made them wonder about reconnection with you. It's like they feel like they have to face some type of justice or some type of truth, and that's what Spirit says they actually have to do within the dynamics of this leap. If they contact you in the future, is they have to face the piper. They have to face the reality of the truth that they've been running from. Which is that they have to be vulnerable if they want to approach you. They have to change their approach in the very least to a new approach, because whatever approach they applied in the past of this connection did not work, but they're still holding on, and their focus is still very much on you. Very strong Aries energy coming through here too. I also feel like they've learned something through this experience. It's been an emotional experience, and our most powerful teachers are the ones that leave an impression, and you've left an impression. So they've learned, you've educated them in some way by perhaps creating firm boundaries, or letting them honestly wallow in and deal with the consequences of their own actions. They're dealing with it now, but they could be also watching you over the holidays because of these thoughts that popped up. It influenced their behaviors. But that was the most risk they took at that time. And now, since these thoughts started popping up, it's kind of, because this seems like a habitual person, somebody who is very comfortable getting into cycles, now these thoughts are almost a constant companion. But here's the King of Swords, and it competes with their version of logic, but their version of logic is not logical. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. And there's an emphasis on them being the communication leader here, and that's where they're really struggling in the near future, is how do I be a leader in communication while still holding on to my handle of this conflict, and not, it's like almost gaslighting themselves into convincing themselves that they're right to be guarded when it's just holding them back. We have the White Newman, and this is there's like a masculine energy coming charging forward here with the White Newman, Seven of Wands, and the Strength. But the influence of the Empress coming in, even though the tiger is a symbol of risk, it's also a symbol of the divine feminine for me. This Empress energy that's coming in, the thoughts of you that popped in, it's like they're almost ready to give you what you've been waiting for in this connection, or what you deserve, I should say, which could be clarity on their past behaviors, a new opportunity, and they want to approach you, and I feel like they are going to approach you in the new year, Pile 3. Now they realize that when they approach, there's risk, because the Queen of Wands she's got defenses. She usually has a black cat sitting there to warn us about how she doesn't like to be kept waiting, and she's got some defenses. So they are going to approach, but they feel like they have to approach carefully, and they have to have a plan in action before they approach. But that's the issue, because they're a poor planner. So that could delay. It's like their inability to plan and to execute and to get over this hump of the Five of Swords could delay the progress of that opportunity. But I do feel like for some within the year, perhaps even within the next 6 to 8 months, you may actually hear from this person. And it does feel like it's somebody who is from your past, who you may have had a recent or a previous opportunity with, and then it sort of fizzled out, or it didn't evolve to what you really wanted it to evolve to. Who is constantly thinking about you, especially over the holidays? I feel like they were surprised by the thoughts that popped in about you. We have Star Family, you're part of a team of souls, call in support. And it could have been an influence of the family that caused them to kind of have these thoughts. It's like this person does have goals for the future, but their actions in relationships may not mirror those goals. We have loosening your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, and let God in. And we have wait, it's not yet time, things are being woven. And so there's a feeling with the Tower, almost feel Tower energy coming through. We have the Tower poking out here, because the Tower is about epiphanies. It's about the truth that hit them, perhaps like a ton of bricks. It's also their fear of having a permanent ending to your connection that they don't want to see. So things are being woven for them. They're trying to figure out, through all of these inspirations and all these inspiring thoughts that Spirit's trying to bring in for them, how can they approach you in a way that's going to result in abundance. Right now, their solutions are wrapped around, how do I approach and keep myself safe? But hopefully, with time, they're going to be able to come up with a solution that brings forward an offer that's not just an opportunity, but leads from a heart space of abundance. Because the Ace of Cups is like an expression of love. It's like, my cup runneth over. And I do see the Divine Masculine charging forward with some type of offer for you within the next 12 months. We have Earth pulsing, pulse of the Mother Earth, slow down, time in nature. But they are talking about a significant delay for some. If you're hoping for immediate action from this person right away, I do feel like you're going to be moving into the 6 to 8 month mark within 2024 before you see any type of momentum here. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what sort of thoughts this person has had towards pile number 3, please. Whoopsie daisy, I'm losing a bunch on the floor. It says you are wrong. We also have seek professional advice, and I feel the same way. The you are wrong, I feel like, is coming from their acknowledgement of not taking this situation seriously, not having the strength. It's like missing out on a really good thing. Whenever I see seek professional advice, I do think about like counseling energies, and I think about even law energies as well. I miss you. Do you miss me too? If I follow you, I could lose everything. We have maybe, but yes. It's like, I could lose everything, maybe, or yes. So they don't know what they're going to receive if they approach you. They're afraid of you. They're afraid of what you're going to say or what you're going to do, how you're going to react. So they really are trying to protect themselves. But it's like they're showing me the Grinch, where he's trying to decide if he's going to that party or not. And he's like, no, yes, no, yes. I'll be fashionably late. Like there's just this feeling of hesitation and arguing with myself. We have be more selfish. And they are saying that there was a selfish phase that they perhaps were in the midst of, or they could currently be a part of this selfish phase right in this moment, where they just want immediate gratification, but they don't know where that immediate gratification is going to bring them. So they want to take action, but they're afraid. Because they're afraid that they're going to come back into the connection and not be ready to offer you what you deserve. We have, you're so beautiful, what do you need me for? We have, I can't even look at you right now. So you may have blocked them, actually. Spirit says you may have been the person to kind of cut cords or to block this person as well, but they say this connection may not be over for you in 2024, pile 3. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 3. In the charm bowl today, their last thought, 3 of Cups. They were really thinking about reunions with you, but they're worried that they won't have any support in that reunion. Like if they explore with you and you may not be ready and waiting there for them if they do approach. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. And so now it's like these thoughts are surrounding, is it even worth my effort? Should I even bother? But this question that they're bringing themselves with this Eight of Pentacles reversed is actually testing them in the present moment. It's like if we believe it's impossible, we'll never try and we'll never achieve what we want overall. So they're really in this back and forth. They want to take a stand and have new opportunity with you, but they're also really applying a passive approach at this moment because they're having an issue with their ego. We have here the letter Q and N. It's like almost like a question and answer. We also have the Nine of Cups and the wrench in our plans. And there's something about this person's personality. It's like they may present themselves as a bit of a player or something, or maybe that's the impression that they left you with, is like this player energy. But the Spirit's actually saying that there's an insecure energy in their lower chakras. It's a sense of belonging, a sense of trying to fit in that might be responsible for that gaze or that impression that they've left you. We have cool and full. Cool is reversed, so they may be acting really fine and calm and calculated. They may not be showing or even expressing to you. There may not be any communication between the two of you that suggests that this person's struggling, but Spirit says they're struggling. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.